Kevin Bassett has done it the whole way around the stage.
And gentlemen, finally we are back with some Overwatch action. It's been a long time since we were last here in the proverbial booth covering some South African Overwatch, but we're finally getting to do it again. And by we, I of course mean myself, San Phoenix, and I'm joined by a brand new face in the casting booth. Welcome, Mr. Z Time.
Thanks for the introduction, man. Really appreciate it.
It's such a pleasure, and thanks for coming on board here. This is your first cast, of course, so really excited to see what you get up to here. So guys, please cut him some slack, but also give him all the love if he's doing a good job, which I'm sure he's going to do. But other than new faces in the caster booth, we've also got new faces in the matches. But these two teams are ones we're very familiar with. It is going to be Team Gaming taking on Rage Quit Odyssey. Two strong teams here with a lot of potential, but a very different looking Team Gaming. And when we get into the roster Z time, we're going to see some sirens blaring because there are some big names on that Team Gaming squad.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm super excited to see what the outcome is going to be today. If it's anything like what we are used to in the South African scene, I think it's going to be really like a tough matchup. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and also if it's anything like we've seen these two teams do in the past, it's going to be very exciting as well. Of course, they have faced each other before this year in RMG. That was the old Team Gaming roster, and it came a lot down to the big brain of Newt and solving some of the problems that Odyssey presented. It really was a game of intelligence over mechanics, which is always fun to see. But why don't we take a look at the rosters here, Z time, and get a look at it's not D time yet, fortunately.
Not yet,
Take a
man.
Rage Quit Odyssey squad as it is going to be Cubic, former off-tank player for OC and Trigger Happy. A couple of off-tanks in this squad, as we can see, Rinku Hareru and Lord of Terrans on the DPS, and then we've got Phoenix and Luke on the supports here. Any names jump out at you, Z-Time? I know you're not that familiar with all the players.
Chiga, I think I've played a couple of games with Chiga and Phoenix like a while ago. Luke, I've seen him. I've loved him. I hate him. Wrecking my comp games. But yeah, it's a strong setup right now, eh?
Yeah, it's not bad for sure. I think there's definitely a lot of potential on the squad that's yet to be realized. A lot of players who've been sort of knocking on the door of that upper echelon, looking at people like Phoenix and Terran, who've kind of been, just a step below the top teams who are looking to break in there, but have been around for a while. A lot of experience on this team. I think that's something that jumps out to me. Not a player here that A, we don't recognize, or B, that hasn't done at least one full Overwatch season. So it's going to be exciting to see what they can bring out. But let's take a look at their opponents today. And oh my word, the death of OG was the birth of Team Gaming here. As you can see, we've got the big man himself, Swoom, going to be taking up that frontline role. Phoenix Cheer's former OG player and sort of manager alongside him, and manager of a couple of teams is Phoenix Cheers. Then we've got Babs coming in, recently played for Overtime during the Metal State Super Cup, but before that was a part of Pangolins. Then we've got Antiablo, another import from that old OG squad, and that Zoom Antiquamba is going to be disgusting to watch, I think. We've got Ziv coming, who assured us he wouldn't be playing, which is hilarious because here he is. And then we've got Alex, aka the Ninja, coming in on that main support role. So a few players here I'm sure you recognize, Z-Time.
Yeah, definitely. Zoom stomped me a couple of times.
Yeah.
And especially if him and the trades are gonna combo and like play a strong duo. Like
Yeah.
Good luck for the other team, hey?
Yeah, we said how there were a lot of strong players on Odyssey, but I mean this is
like
Zoom
the
might
OG
just
squad.
be the best player on his role in South Africa.
It is, especially if your team can play around that main tank role. Oh, there's nothing that can stop you, hey?
Yeah, absolutely not. And we know just how well Auntie and the rest of the crew can do that. It's going to be interesting to see how the likes of Babs and Ziv step up here with the rest of these OG boys, but I am sure they'll be up to the task. So those are two rosters here. Taking a look at them. If we look at our map pool, we've got some interesting stuff on the go here. We're pretty much ready to jump into the game as well. There's going to be Busan, Hanamura, Havana, Hollywood, and Oasis. And then just to fill you in, guys, here, this is the Cowser Buffalo Cup. I literally haven't mentioned that. All the excitement over new casters and new teams and new rosters. And I didn't even tell you about the new tournament that Cowser is running. So it is, of course, the Buffalo Cup. Very exciting stuff from us. 3,000 Rand on the prize pool here. Top team taking down 1,500 Rand. It's 4 weeks of group stages into another 3/4 weeks of brackets, double elimination. So a lot to play for here. You want top two in the groups to get through to the upper bracket. And I think both of these teams are kind of knocking on the door being able to get top two, but there's strong teams in this group.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm super excited to see what the outcome is going to be. I think we're in for a battle tonight, eh?
Yeah, I think we very much are here. We're just waiting for the teams to get ready here. Oh, now I say cast is ready to myself in my own private chat.
That's
So,
always great, man.
yeah, I'll just talk to myself. So Z-Time, we don't know anything about you really, but we do know that you played for Enigma recently in the Metal State Super Cup. Is that correct?
Yeah. I filled the main support role. What a wonderful experience to play with Enigma and such a super structured, team. I never thought like when I entered the scene of Overwatch that we're gonna have this type of like strong, how can I say it, like a strong community of Overwatch players in South Africa, especially in South Africa with the ping difference and everything. And as soon as I like joined Enigma, I was made so welcome there. And the tips and tricks and the knowledge that all the players are, just sitting on, it's super amazing. For me, like I said just a while ago, I have so much hours on Ana and I'm a one trick Ana, but still I took that opportunity to learn. And for me, sitting on so many hours of Ana, I still took a lot away and learned a lot.
Yeah.
So it was super fun.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Now you're gonna get to learn about, at least from the outside, how some of the other teams operate as well. And I mean, playing and alongside the likes of Fluffy must have been a nice learning experience for you. I'm sure you picked up a few
Amazing,
tips and
man.
tricks. But we are now jumping to the game, ladies and gentlemen. Hanamura, no, this is Busan, the other Asian map, is going to be our first stop here, and it is going to be mecha base. Looking at the compositions here, anything jump out at you, Z-Time?
I'm super excited to see the two Daves square off, especially on this map. It's
Who's Dave? Nobody Scars and the rest of Odyssey.
yeah. It's fine. We're gonna be calling them Scars right now. But as you can see, like the main tank, I'm super excited to see what the outcome is gonna be between the Diva and the Zarya change.
Yeah, that's really the only difference. Yeah, literally the only change is the Zarya and the Diva. So Phoenix Cheers and Cubic are going to be absolute difference makers for their team. We know Cubic very strong on this Zarya as now as Wu moves forward, dropping low HP, but the team has his back now, can move forward with the Zarya pumping out damage. Doesn't have a ton of charges yet, but doesn't need it as they get the kill. They trade main tanks out, and once the dust settles a little bit, no, still going on here. Very even team fight, but at the end of it all, Cubic managing to build up a little bit of charge. Nice tracking from the Swedish player. I think he's Swedish. It's now moving back. Needs to be careful. Now going to move forward. A nice wall behind Zoom here. Doesn't quite trap him in, and the shield will keep him healthy, but will he be able to stay alive until his team gets back? Just barely. But the first point will go the way of our blue team.
It's super interesting to see, Odyssey's ult build up already. They're gonna be in charge for a while.
Oh yeah, speaking of ults, here it is. Graviton Surge right off the bat. Nice lamp keeping them both teams alive. And yeah, Cubic gonna fire off first kill again. Now moving forward is our red team down a player, but not without spurts. Wound dropping low, 22 HP. Just a little bit of a fist bump will get him down. Doesn't need a Cubic. Lasering down these poor fools. Really being the difference maker here, I think, for Rage Quit Odyssey as they force this OG adjacent squad back.
I just like seeing these team fights, man. Super structured. No real like big mistakes being made by the teams. It's just Odyssey is coming up on top.
Yeah, absolutely coming on top. And I think really as I mentioned, Cubic, the main player here, but they are going to rotate here around the right side. No, fake back to the left now. Going to go through that main choke again. Have they done enough to unsettle the team of Rage Good Odyssey? Shadow comes out, doesn't find anything just yet. Sylvania trying to find an angle around the May walls. 2 May walls. Now going to pop his ulti. Lots of damage coming through. Lord of Terrors going to drop straight off the back here. Ziv dropping low as well. Self-destruct comes out, keeps the team healthy against the self-destruct, but no. Not gonna matter here as Cubic, the last man standing for his squad, does end up going down. And finally, Team Gaming getting some purchase on the map. Rinku taken down, point flip, Team Gaming in control. Oh,
I'm super excited to see what the the Dave setups are going to be now. Both sitting on the ultimates. We have one grab and we have a Shatter on the other side.
now grab, and of course the Blizzard as well. So big combo available here for Rage Quit Odyssey, but they are coming through this terrible choke. Walls come out now. They're going to start with the Dave ultimate. Ooh, Trigger cut off from his team there. Him and Cubic now grab. Maybe going to come from the backside here. Can they get the kills? No, not going to bother using it here, I think, with all the dropping players. But I think really it is about the Zarya's and the alt combo you mentioned. They're coming off nicely from Damien. Ooh. Lord of Terrors gonna drop low here, having to move forward just a tiny bit. Gonna get healed up nice and after here. Has a Deadeye. Might look for the flank here. A little bit on himself. He's got Lucio backing him up. He's gonna go around the back here. That's a big hind dude. He's got one. Can he get anyone else? The stairs just too tall at this stage. You can't see over them. And he's losing teammates on the front line as Trigger having to beat a haste retreat here back to spawn. And T-Time, what do you think the difference is here between these two teams? All of a sudden, Team Gaming seeming in control.
That was a super clean fight. It was, as you can see, like everyone played around their main tank, which is, we know it's a killer.
Yeah.
If they enable Zoom, which I think is currently one of the best main players in South Africa, there's nothing that can stop them.
Oh, well, if they kill Zoom on the other team, there's nothing that can stop them as well. I think, your point cuts both ways. Unfortunately, Zoom gets grabbed up, taken down, and now Odyssey in a commanding position. They got the Blizzard. I think we're just looking to hold up the choke here, Z-Time. Now, teams getting set up here, just looking to push around. OG, nope, Team Gaming, sorry, it's hard with these players. Get confused very quickly. Deadeye over the top here. Damien, a little bit of an awkward angle. The pillar's blocking his side. The charge comes through from Zoom, but Damien's not really in a great spot to cover it out now as they start moving forward. They're happy, forced back just a little bit. Swoop, stand up, taken down. Lord of Terrors coming clutch for his team here. And speaking of clutch, Cubic on the point. They're under so much pressure, taken down. Lord of Terrors, 7 HP, one hit, he'll get the Deadeye, but no. Alex takes him down from across the map. The Lucio coming in clutch for Team Gaming, and they will flip the point back here. 94% on the clock now. Can Team Gaming, or can Rage Quit Odyssey rather, get anybody in here? That wall might just spell the end, and it is going to do just that. Unfortunately, Cubic not able to get there as the pause comes through. Wouldn't be a South African game without a pause time.
No, it's fun. Hopefully no one installed the power yet, man.
Well, jeez, if they that would be so ESCOM if they announced load shedding in the middle of our game with no warning.
I'll send a strongly worded email. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, thanks, E-Time. You get on that. You get on that ASAP. It is trigger happy, I think, having some probably some ping issues, if I had to guess. What are your thoughts on the match so far? Obviously, we've seen Team Gaming now take that first win, but it seemed like you just think they struggled to kind of warm up and get into the swing of things.
For me, it felt like the team positioning was quite off in a couple of those fights.
Mm.
You know, the Lucios, they're supposed to enabling the Rhine to get to everything, to the team fights, away from the team fights. You know, but here it was weird how the Lucio was playing more with, you know, the hit scan and the support, which I understand.
Hello.
But, you know, it's Woo, man. Just enable that, man, and the game's done.
Yeah. I guess from an outsider's perspective, it does kind of feel that way, where it's like, if you just give Zoom an easy game, then you will have an easy game as a team. But of course, if you play as a unit, there's also guys like Damien, who's a very capable hit scanner, and we saw both teams doing it. I think, which you alluded to, putting the Lucio on the McCree. When Terran went for that flank, the McCree was the Lucio was with him, and he wasn't able to find any value. So feast or famine, as the cowboy often is, as we jump into the next map. A complete compositional shift here from both teams.
Capture the objective.
I'm super excited to see how this match is gonna turn out now.
Dive composition here for Team Gaming, quite an old school dive almost, but they do have the Sombra mixed in with the games he might once have been. As Cubic, okay, no, he's in full control here, gonna swing around the back, come straight through, get out of there once again. Very disruptive play from the ball player, as you'd like to see it now. Moving on to the court, there is Team Gaming, and gets shut down. Trigger Happy isolated just a little bit, does end up getting taken down. Phoenix as well, so we kind of lean on the Vegeta ball in that close off space, but unfortunately Phoenix is not having the healing output to keep Trigger alive, and now the bowling pins are falling one after another. The dominoes coming down as Team Gaming in control here, and if you think Zoom's Ryan is scary this time, I'm sure this is Winston is even more oppressive.
Man, as an anime, there's nothing worse than a big ass monkey diving on top of your head.
No, and he will do so effectively, and he's gonna have Damien with him on the tracer. Hacked up though, that's a good start for Rage with Odyssey. Can they take advantage? Yes they do, shut him down. It's gonna be Cubic who gets the last hit. Courtesy of the Reaper, as Trigger now looking to do his own monkey action here. Get onto point. They've lost Rubik on the red squad, as Cubic has decided, or Trigger sorry, has decided that Alex is his biggest enemy right now. Moves will hop off the map to reset, and Odyssey have taken control. They finally track down Alex, get him. That's the second support down, but OG Team Gaming are just going to commit here and make sure they burn as much time as possible off the clock. But that was a lot of ult charge fed in the way of Odyssey.
Yeah, the super lots. I don't know if the extra, you know, like 20% is worth it. But we'll see what happens in the next fight. I think my prediction is gonna go in the way, you know, of Zoom, especially.
Primal Rage, although that is a nice EMP over the top. Odyssey not able to use their ultimate strategy. Yeah, Team Gaming committing a lot to this team fight. Phoenix does get taken down by the self-destructor. Ziv just putting out the healing here for his squad. Reaper comes forward. Terran won't get anything out of that, and immediately Team Gaming fight back. So excellent prediction there from you.
I think Damien did really well to clean up there.
Cool. Backing off here, needs to be a little bit careful. Zoom actually managed to hold on to his ultimate here, so we will have that available for the next team fight, but there is an EMP on the opposing side. Riku, how is he going to get down? He throws it out. Only gets 2 players on Team Gaming. One of them is Zoom, who is ultimate up, and he will end up going down. Huge Death Blossom here from Lord of Terrors. Takes down Tomb, and the self-destruct picks off another duo. So good work from Rachel Odyssey, making great work with their own ultimates. Zeta, almost an exact mirror of the previous team fight.
That was a super interesting team fight. The positioning for me felt really off. But
For Team Gaming.
yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, Odyssey is they're gonna stomp you if you don't, you know, bring 100% to the table each fight.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit aggressive. They're maybe not respecting the EMP as much as they should have, as now they get forward. Sound barrier over the top here for Trigger Happy and the boys as they look to get aggressive. No kills forthcoming just yet. Trigger Happy still has his ultimate. There we go. Zoom taken down, and as we said each time, he's the key for this Team Gaming squad, at least on paper. Propaganda is useless, but so is that Death Loss is taken down straight away. Damien going to be able to contribute to this team fight on behalf of his team, as Phoenix just now loses the leg. So one by one, Team Gaming are dropping like flies. Odyssey with 89% on the clock in control for now. Oh, Death Blossom very aggressive from Terran Lord with so little time on the clock. They know if they get aggressive and force Team Gaming to run through, then they'll be able to take this map point. And now, overtime manages to get taken here for our red team, sorry. So they're still in it, but it's really a Hail Mary as much as anything, as they've lost a couple now on the front line, and Odyssey have managed to even things up here.
That's really good from Odyssey. I think their team positioning is a lot better than what we saw in the first point. You know, if they can keep up this energy and they can keep up the momentum, and especially you can see they're shutting down Zoom first in each team fight.
Yeah.
And you know, that's you know, with a team based around Zoom, you know, we're all gonna lean on him if we're his teammates. If he gets shut down, it's gonna be a difficult game. So I'm gonna wait to see who's gonna step up. If they're gonna target Zoom, someone's gonna have to rise up and carry the team.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Either someone steps up to fill the void of space that Zoom's creating by taking all the focus, or you put more of your own focus into Zoom to keep him healthy and allowing to dominate the game. As now Trigger Happy gonna get aggressive here with the rest of Rage with Odyssey. Trigger's been playing very well in this main tank so far. We kind of question how they do with so many off tanks on this roster. Especially with guys like Pretz, I believe, waiting in the wings, or he might have moved to a different team. Oh, you say things and you're not sure if they're correct or not. Huge anti-heal coming out here. That's going to make Ziv's life quite a lot. Okay, he hasn't left. Back up, also Trigger Happy dropping low now as he needs to move back. The heal's coming through. Self very quick charge on his ultimate now. Gonna allow him to stay healthy and move towards points. Wound has dropped once again, so if all recent history is to be believed, this should be an easy team fight win. A nice whip shot gets rid of Ziv, so healing on the point. You're going to be limited here for team gaming. Self-destruct comes out, both self-destruct getting committed here as the remake comes through from Cubic. First point does go the way of Rage with Odyssey, and they do feel in control of the team fight. With the respawn coming through, it's just Cubic left alive on point, I think, and they do pull out Zoom's ultimate, so not worth this. And with 10% on the clock. Ooh, I heard a pulse bomb there. That gets rid of the baby Diva. So they pulled out so many ultimates here from Team Gaming. So Rage Could Odyssey, I think it'd be very happy with that Z-time.
Yeah, I would have been personally happy with that, but now in Team Gaming we're still sitting with the EMP and Beat.
Yeah.
So you know that's two big ultimates that can turn a team fight easily.
Yeah, and points already up, but that Circus duplicate come out now. Rinku's going to do his best impression of his wound here as he looks to get into the back line, doing an effective job, but not really finding much damage. And yeah, his team dropping like flies. Phoenix Trigger both already down on the front line of Rage with Odyssey. Terran now dropping as well, and that duplicate not going to be any value. And a late remake as well. Yeah, Cubic gonna run in here, but just keep him alive. Oh no, the ball from Moira keeping him alive as well. It's not really what he wants to be. He wants to die so he can rejoin his team, but a lot of time made up from Team Gaming there, and oh my god, this outbank Z-time.
Man, this is domination right now. I'm super excited to see what's gonna turn out now. Odyssey needs to step up. What's gonna
Pulse
happen?
Bomb, hacked up. Damien does end up taking down. Really nice pulse bomb in the backline there, but doesn't find any kills. And that expels his team, and now moving forward. Cubic can have self-destruct ready to go. Primal Rage comboed up with that. Can they keep anyone in the mix? Yes, they get Rinku. No, sorry, that was really both teams did exactly the same thing. As Sleek just finds the kill for his team, so even fight now, but Spawns will be favoring Team Gaming as they had the earlier death. Next from Cubic self-destruct, was able to find anything. Trigger dropping low, taken down. Cubic hacked up now, and there's a Reaper on point. Terran has his ultimate available. Needs to be careful. Dropping low, but getting good healing from the Moira. Doesn't choose to pull the trigger here. He kind of has to, with 90% on the clock for Team Gaming. This is the last chance for Odyssey to bring themselves into a strong position on map 1. They commit the sound barrier. I think Terran wants to hold on to this if he can. He might need a pocket just to clean things up. They get the Tracer now. With the Tracer and the Lucio going down, Rage with Odyssey will finally take control of this point.
It was a super messy fight, but you know, then Lord is lucky to keep the ultimate.
Yeah.
So it's two strong ultimates again. We coming up Sombra ult as well, Moira ult, Diva ult. This is gonna be a big fight.
Oh, and they're going to start it off with an EMP on the side of Team Gaming. Trigger had just popped his ulti, as you can see now, putting damage in and moving forward. Rinku drops very early. Terror drops as well, so immediately Team Gaming firing through. Trigger dropping super low. Pulse bomb, Primal Rage obviously not available. We saw it use it, not a great effect, unfortunately. Cubic looking to get a self-destruct. He just needs to buy time for his team. 96, 96, 98, 99, he gets it. He pops it, but can he get on point to buy time? No, he can't. But somebody does make it, and Terran is coming in with his ultimate. Does he go on point? His own brother gonna block all his damage and get, or help take him down as well. So, unfortunate there. All Rage with Odyssey DPS players now as they come in one by one. Trickle steady, but they don't have a choice. They just need to get their body on point and get the touch. The Trigger will get taken down. The overtime will tick away, and Team Gaming will take the victory on
That was a really nice fight. It it could have gone either way, hey? Like
Yeah,
honestly, there was so many times where I thought, ah, it's done for Odyssey,
yeah,
but then they
yeah.
just bring it back every time.
And I mean, big credit to this man right here, Cubic. This first couple of team fights, we spoke about how you spoke about how Swoon was kind of getting shut down just a little bit, getting pressured on those first couple of team fights. But I think a big part of that was Cubic on that Zarya just pumping in so much damage.
No, definitely. Nah, Zoom did a good job, but I need to say Cubic did a better job, like trying to
Yeah.
counter him. He stepped up. He showed he had what it has to take to get the job done. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see what the next ones are gonna bring.
Yeah, and closer game, I think, than we might have expected when we just had a look at the rosters at the beginning. The likes of Zoom and Auntie on Team Gaming, the Ninja coming in from OG as well. I didn't even realize Damien was on the squad, but there he was in the game. That's a really, really strong Team Gaming roster. But Odyssey have really shown their stuff. They've identified a good game plan, as you said, kind of focus down Zoom, put him under pressure and take him down. But I think they're also playing really well around Trigger Happy's own main tank. So I think you're right. I'm excited to see if they can keep the pressure up here, or whether Team Gaming are just going to age like a fine wine as the series progresses, just get better and better and better.
No, definitely. I think we have the possibility of seeing a big night tonight. If both of these teams can keep up the energy and the enthusiasm that they have, like in this first like what half an hour, if they can keep this through, we're gonna be in for a big night, man.
Yeah, we absolutely are. But it is, of course, a best of five, guys. So this is the first map down. And Team Gaming did take it, but it's an even series so far. My worry, like I alluded to now, is though that Team Gaming is just kind of just finding their feet as a unit on the day, and that once they get into a good rhythm, and if they choose to, bring Auntie in, who is in the lobby right now. They've got Babs in the wing as well. They've got a lot of different looks they can run in that DPS role, especially. We do have a substitution here coming in. It's going to be Bubbles coming in for Phoenix tier. So they're going to be running Zoom and Bubbles, two main tanks here. What do you think we're going to see?
Uh,
Any idea?
domination. Now, of course, we're gonna see, we're gonna see a double shield. I just hope it's like a Rhine Urissa. We'll see. I don't know. It can also be like Sigma, but I don't know how Sigma is gonna fare up, eh?
Yeah. I think you're right about Double Shield, especially since our next map is going to be Hanamura. A map where you can really get set up nicely with the Double Shield and kind of buy yourself a lot of time on defense. And I'm sure Bubbles is very capable of running some off tanks if he needs to. But it means they could also run like a Winston Ball if they wanted to. I don't think that's a very popular composition right now, but
Not super popular, but we know there's no chance that these two main tanks are not gonna surprise us.
yeah.
We're gonna have that. I'm more excited to see what the supports are gonna play. If we're gonna play that like bunker type of comp, what supports are we gonna run? And then what's
Yeah.
the other team gonna do to counter? Because right now I feel like BAP is at such a super strong spot.
Mhm.
It's super difficult, especially on a map like Hanamura. If you're playing defense and you're playing it well as a bunker comp, good luck, my man.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think it really becomes a question of what your opponents do to solve that problem, because there's not that much dynamism that comes with that kind of a composition, right? So you kind
No.
of look towards Rage Quit Odyssey and ask the question of them, what
Ready
is
for
your
battle.
guys' plan to deal with that if it does come out? But they're actually going to start your team gaming in a moment, hopefully. I don't know who the problem child is here, but somebody's having connection issues, I think. But they are going to start here Z time with that ball monkey that I suggested. So interesting look coming out of Team Gaming. What do you think they're trying to accomplish with that composition?
I see they're running the fire as well. So we just know the team fight is not gonna be like, a brawly type of fight what we saw in the previous map.
Yeah,
We're gonna see they're gonna be playing really scuffed and all over the place, but at the end of the day, they're gonna pinpoint a location and it's gonna be chaos, man.
yeah.
If
I
everyone
think
can
chaos is
combo.
a great way to put it actually. With Bubbles on the ball, Genji somewhere, Zoom somewhere. and you have to look in the sky as well. Damn, that is.
Yeah,
But
definitely with
they've got the torb on the other side, Z. So that
it
can
is
kind of focus down a number of different angles.
the Torb is there, but we see the switch over to Hog, man.
Yeah.
And Zarya, okay. No, we we would have been in for a really good treat, seeing how the Mercy would have pocketed fire on Odyssey and soloing heals with Zen. With that dive comp, it would have been
true, sure.
super bad.
That's a good point that I wasn't paying attention. That solo Zen heal is gonna be rough, man, against the composition. But no, they're gonna run the ball and chain here, the hog Orisa. Both teams actually choosing to run the hog, and looking at this, I'm actually Cubic is maybe one of the best hogs that plays in South Africa. So really having one hero gives your team a lot of options, because he's going to take a lot of attention and get a lot of picks. Start things off. Ball comes through now. Look at that. Hooked it straight in. Get back here, boy. Bubbles wanted to make his way through and be in use in the back line, but no. Shut down immediately by Kubik, and maybe that's what's going to make this roster work. Oh, another one. Hook onto Alex now as they force Team Gaming back. But of course, the positive thing about being the attackers is that you have an opportunity to swap things up. So Z-Time, do you think they're going to switch things up here, or do you think they try again?
I feel they're gonna try. I feel they're gonna try at least one more time. If it's not gonna be at least like twice, but after that they need to force in that change, man.
Yeah.
Cubic is looking pristine.
Oh, okay. We again have some time here to talk about the compositions, and they have chosen to switch things up here. Z-Time already. Bubbles is now going to moving on to the Roadhog, and they're going to switch Damien off the Genji and onto the Cowboy here. So they have identified that as a solution. Do you agree with this composition that Team Gaming's run?
I feel that's gonna make a huge difference, hey?
Yeah.
Especially, we know Bubbles is capable of anything.
Mm-hmm.
If they can just pick up the pace a little bit, it feels like the team fights are a little bit sloppy from them. Not everyone is pushing at the same time. Not everyone's, I feel the communication is probably like a little bit down because they look scattered. So
Yeah.
I feel it's time for the IGL to stand up and take control of what's gonna happen, because they need to start doing something, man.
Well, I suppose it feels like you've been in this game forever, but we've really only had less than a minute of playtime. So, they've only had one team fight. Damien needs to be careful, taking a lot of damage here. Getting forced back, the hook comes in. Cubic says, thank you, I'll have one of those. He takes down Team Gaming's Mercy. The Ninja in Struggle City here. Second time he's been hooked in another one. Cubic, a one-man army here. He gets Damien as well, so he's just gonna heal himself up and gets it up once again. He goes for another and he gets it. Ziv, come here, my boy. Have a kiss, and that is it. Team fight over. 3 kills for Cubic. Team Gaming back to the drawing board. Oh, it comes in here. Bubbles in the background. Oh my lord. Cubic putting on a clinic here. Beepo, eat your heart out. We've got a new Roadhog main to look out for here, but Team Gaming are now moving back into the point here. They've taken the space that Bubbles just created for them. The hook, not quite that long. It's not an Aetherless Pudge hook now, as he does get a great right click onto Zoom, and they're just getting picked one by one. The hook, we cut away. We're tired of looking at this man dominate Team Gaming like that. Shadowstrip worked his way around the back here. Gonna have to, he gets taken down. There's a Red coming out on point. It's Luke's walk back here. Cubic sends Bubbles back on his merry way, dropping low. Does get taken down. Terran tracks him down, and I mean, this is so far complete script flip here from what we saw on Busan. Ready to put Odyssey in complete control.
Super in control, and I don't know what's being said. What do they need to change? Because it doesn't look as if the changes that they are making are viable, man.
Yeah. Team Gaming struggling here. Bubbles is now switched back onto that ball, as we saw. And a boost here available for Zib. They're probably going to combo it with the barrage, by the way he's looking to set up, as they've lost Damien already. I'm sure there was a hook there as well, as tearing over the top of the barrage of his own Phoenix at his back on the bird. So much damage coming through these chokes. A lot of spam. Not really the most spammy composition until you look at what's happening. Oh, nice shot. That's gonna go straight for. He gets another one, a gift comes around the corner there. Beautiful work from Lord of Terrans and Rage Good Odyssey. They came in with a setup here on Hanamura. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and it's working out perfectly so far.
That was a big chance from Luke. You know that
Yeah.
he read fire like a book there. That was if they got the barrage there without Zen ult, damn, this would have been looking totally different now, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the nano boost coming in onto the barrier. Hook comes in, get out of here, Sylvania. Once more, Cubic opens things up here for Rage Good Odyssey, but they have now lost Terran. The Cowboy finally found some value there. First time he didn't get hooked in and dominated by Cubic. And Cubic, though, he's going to dominate some other people instead. He takes down the main tag, takes down the main support. Bubbles is in on his trusty Reinhardt, but it's too little too late here as Rage Good Odyssey put on an absolute finish, a complete domination on first point of Hanamura. They're going to secure themselves as full a hold as you can get.
Cubic is just cracked on Hog tonight,
Yeah.
man.
To 0.
Yeah, and reminder guys, he might be Swedish, but he is playing on 150 ping just like the rest of us. So you can't even have a nice moan about the ping advantage. Because we were training with the weights on, you know, the ping is like the Dragon Ball Z weighted training arm, and Cubic, he never trained with that. He was used to playing in you know, with 20 ping in EU, and now he's having to put the weights on, and he's really shining here. But Team Gaming, if you're playing on Team Gaming, what do you think you're saying to the boys right now?
Ready for battle.
You after we've shouted, right? A couple of times.
Yeah.
You
after
know,
after you
thrown-
shake the shakes off it.
Yeah. After we like thrown the shade, right? And then we're like regrouping. I'll say, yeah, nah, there's nothing I can say that's gonna make me feel better, man. Just we need to put our heads down and work for this point now.
I think, and the composition they're looking to run here is going to be a fairly stable composition. They're going to run Zoom on the Reinhardt, no Hog for either team. So it was a focal point of Team Gaming's attack, or I suppose Rage Good Odyssey's defense, more like it. But now neither team opting for that Road Dog. Instead, they're running a Sigma Ball here and Terran on the Tracer. So a very chaotic lineup here for our blue team as Cubic brings forward here. He's going to try and work his way through. He does so effectively. No ball on Team Gaming to stop him from working his way through there. No Cowboy in position to stop him either. Damien going to try and track down that Tracer on the left-hand side. Won't find it. Oh, that's an opening kill. Dropping low here is Echo. Not going to go down just yet. The rest comes out onto Shadowscript's Cowboy. He'll be able to contribute once again as Brinku ends up going down. Very, very messy fight here. Neither team claiming a strong advantage, but that of course favors. Oh, Ziv lines that one up. Protractor out. He gets a shot on him. Going to be able to pull his teammate up now, but under a little bit of pressure. Blue dropping low, has to get back to help the team, help himself perhaps get into position here. They've lost a lot of players here, and the spawn advantage strongly in favor of Team Gaming is now able to push, Rage Good Odyssey is now able to push forward. Sweep off the mark on this occasion. Nanoboo's at the ready. He might pop to keep him healthy. Throws down the biotic grenade. Not to find anything. And this could be a big minefield right where the supports want to come through. Ziv drops immediately. Order turns does drop in the meanwhile. There's so little healing now with Ziv down. Reyes comes out. Great work from Alex. Healing now available for both teams. But look at the pressure they're putting on the back line here. They're losing players on the front line. This is out of Odyssey. That is a little bit too high. No, it's not. Trigger happy. Gets taken down now as Luke rains damage in from across the map. He's under pressure. Taken down as well. So a long, drawn-out team fight. But at the end of it all, nothing to show for Rage Good Odyssey.
My ultimate's ready.
Oh, Cubic made the switch back to Hog.
I mean,
If it
not,
works, it
right?
works. If it works, it works, man.
I can't say I blame him here. Let's see immediate results. Hooks in the Diva, a lot of damage, resources burned there for both teams. Oh, huge from Samus there, blocking that barrage. It's not nearly enough. Now the Shadow comes through around the corner. Haidun as well. An expensive team fight for Team Gaming. They almost killed Odyssey too quickly there. Didn't get enough ultis out of our blue team. Now they can back off. Transcendence spend, duplicate spend, but they still have a couple of ultis to work with here.
Cubic is just, you know, it's, no, Cubic is just in a different league right now with a Hog match.
It does feel that way. The careful. Hook off the mark on this occasion. Can't hit every single one, unfortunately, but Cubic doing his best here to give that 100% accuracy rate for a target. Throws another one out, doesn't find it. The McCree can escape with his life for the first time in what feels like forever. That's a nano boosted Reinhardt lifted this guy, taken down by Cubic, but they've lost their mercy in the meanwhile. That means no res balls coming. Can he get him? Yes, he does. Sniped out of the sky, gets both birds. That's the Roadhog. Now can move on to point. Stand up, but he has his heal. No, taking a nap. Is there by not a grenade? No, there isn't. There's a trigger happening on the point. It's a kill onto the Cowboy now. Diva G Mech taken down, and Rage with Odyssey in the driver seat here. Anybody coming in? Yes. Boom makes his way onto point here, but he's going to get forced back into the corner, into the ceiling, into Narnia, as Rage Quit Odyssey takes the map and brings us to an even series.
That previous fight, man, I was spectating Swoon the entire time. Chasing after that Zen with 2 tanks behind him. I feel that's a little bit of a mistake, but if he got that Zen pick, it would have been a different result.
Potentially, yeah. But like you say, kind of putting himself in a super awkward position there, kind of making it so, because if we're creating a narrative here that you kind of want to put resources onto Swoon, you know, keep him healthy, keep him comfortable, and let him play his game. Kind of putting yourself in a position like that as Swoon makes it really hard for your team to play around you. So it's possible that their strategy is less focused on Swoon. If he's going to be taking all this attention, put your resources into the likes of Damien and Bubbles and kind of make them your playmakers, and let Swoon pull all that attention. Like you said, he was focused on Zen, and there were 2 tanks behind him. That's 3 people focused on Swoon. So Team Gaming kind of want to take advantage of that, but when you set yourself up with such an impossible defense, with how poor the attack was, it's really hard for Team Gaming to kind of set anything up from that point.
No, definitely, and it's especially with someone as, you know, just don't want to say like aggressive as Cubic on the hog, but you know, if you need to come through a little small choke, especially, you know, as a squishy target, and you need to come through that, and you have Cubic staring down you with that hook rate. Oh man, it seems impossible sometimes. It really does, and I don't think the you know, how can I say, the possibility was there of, you know, breaking through, but I feel the communication was not there. Hey, the changes that were brought in, like Bubbles switched on and off a character like 3 or 4 times within the first 2 minutes. You know, the ult is just lost the entire time. There's no synergy becoming through. You're not comboing anything. You know, if you playing against like a strong tank comp, you need to like counter them one way or another.
Yeah.
Do it with the ults, man.
Well, and like you said, I think the point you bring up about like Bubbles not really knowing what he wants to play on that attack, or kind of feeling like he couldn't play the ball. It's kind of the spanner in the works that Cubic's Roadhog throws in, right? Because when you're playing the ball like that, you're not expecting to go up against a Roadhog. You're expecting maybe like not really a Sombra on that point, but the McCree for sure. You can just kind of stay out of his range and play your chaotic playstyle, your disruptive playstyle. But that Roadhog immediately can shut you down from quite a big range. So Bubbles is kind of like, I think I need to match him on the Roadhog, but then he was completely outmatched because Cubic is like miles better than everyone. And so you can kind of see the thought process that was going through Bubbles' head, but Cubic just puts you in such a hard position by being incredibly oppressive on that Roadhog.
And I was super surprised not seeing, you know, the Symmetra pick earlier.
Yeah, true.
You know, they did it in the last like 10-15 seconds of the fight. And
as a desperation thing,
exactly, and you could have seen like Cubic was displaced. Cubic, you know, you need to land 5 shots, and then you reloading for like 2 years on Roadhog. Between that, you're still taking, you know, vape and But I think maybe it's still jitters. Maybe it's jitters. They got too comfortable. Now we'll see it. Now I said it's one apiece, man. I feel we're gonna have big battles tonight. It's gonna be big.
Yeah. Well, Team Gaming are going back to what worked for them on Busan. They're gonna bring Phoenix Chest back into the mixture on that off-tank role, and then they're gonna bring Babs in here for Shadow Script. So they've kind of flipped their supports or their DPS quite a bit here. Who was
No.
playing DPS in the first map? Was it Shadowscript? Was I really not paying that much attention?
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
So Shadowscript, aka Killswitch, a former member of Rage Quit Odyssey. Let's remind ourselves here. Kind of going for the team kill against his former boys and girls on the other team, but not able to do so on that occasion. Rage Quit looking too strong, but this is not a map. This particular map, Havana, not really one Z time where Roadhog gets a lot of equity.
No, definitely. You get the cracked few that will still force him up here, especially on defense.
Hmm.
But I don't think either team is gonna, want to take the chance and gamble it.
But is it a gamble, man?
On Cubic, I think
Cubic's
if
playing
Cubic
with
plays,
loaded
it's not a
dice
gamble.
here, man.
Nah, definitely, and especially if you can enable him, it's.
Yeah.
But we can see the Sigma ball comp coming out and the Sigma Uresa with a Hanzo. Marrying Hanzos. It's super nice.
Yeah, Hanzo not the most common hero these days, at least as far as I know. I could be wrong. I should stop saying things and then being like, actually, I don't know.
No,
I
actually,
really
I've been seeing a couple of streamers actually picking up Hanzo a lot more.
kind of getting back into popularity here. Babs is on the Widowmaker here. It's an interesting look for him. I imagine he's just going to take a few shots, get back into base, and switch it up. But they've got a double sniper, double shield here. This is a real feast or famine composition here. So DPS don't do anything if they're not hitting headshots. For the most part, Cubic dropping low is really chaotic in the background here. He's got Trigger Happy with him. Trigger Happy's not a healer, so shooting Cubic will not bring him back to full HP. Ooh, lots of players dropping low here. Babs has gone down, but his spawn is right there with how aggressive they're holding on the Retro Odyssey side. It's going in here. Trigger Happy has to take cover behind the point here, but they're losing players one after another on the side of Rage Quit Odyssey. So this first defense here, I think they kind of got what they wanted out of it. Oh my god, they come in with the rocket barrage over the top. That might just have done it here. Cubic has the minefield as well. That'll be perfect for buying time for the respawn. So I spoke too soon, ladies and gentlemen. Rage Quit Odyssey had it all under control. This man right here, Rinku, with the rocket barrage. Phoenix, of course, have to point out the mercy on his back as well. And that's going to be even more time burner for clock here for Rage Quit Odyssey.
As the leader and the shot caller of the team, what would you say to your team now if you're part of Team Game? What would you say, man?
Just stay in base, group up, and come up with a plan here, because they're coming out one by one. Okay, but they've got a couple of picks now. They've got the birds now. The plan was clearly deal with the pharmacy, get them out of the way, and we can focus on the ground from there. And that seems to be working out very well. Trigger Happy now hits the deck as well, and the park finally gets moving here. Cubic gonna get out of here. He's got a minefield though ready for the last defense here of first point should he need it. He's gonna try and make his way out. Does he get out? Yes. Just barely gets out. But a great start for Odyssey.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see them actually, stopping, taking a breath, and then come out guns blazing.
Yeah, for sure. Get anything down, minefield over the top here now comes in. I heard the dragon, yes, there it goes, fast in as well as Cubic, which to send some fools in there, but that is a transcendence that gave a lot of value to the red team, but it's the value coming from the sky. The bird raining damage onto Team Gaming here as they get pressured back, trying to get the directs onto the Echo, not able to do so, but Rinku's done more than enough in this team fight. As again we have another pause. Thankfully, time these pauses have been quite short, but they are very plentiful.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't understand. Do we maybe know what's going on? Someone struggling with the lag?
It seems like it's Trigger having issues with
Really?
his network. What was his ult charge there? I don't believe he's popped his ulti yet, right?
No,
So
I
that's
didn't.
quite a big loss.
Damn.
Because oh, we're using that sick futuristic code that remembers where you are and what your alt charge was and what your hero was. So fingers crossed he'll be able to just jump in. I've seen too many teams lose matches because they blur DC'd at the wrong time and Benji's team had to defend first point with a player short who lost all his ulti charge. So fingers crossed Trigger will get back in here. Fingers crossed his connection issue also isn't affecting his play too badly. But
Yeah.
it shouldn't be too much of an issue with Cubic picking up the slack in the way he is. But looking at the ultimates here, Z-Time strongly favored towards team gaming.
No, definitely. You know, I still want to see. I want to know what's going through Bab's head. What is he thinking of playing? You know, what is he gonna do with his ult? Who is he gonna copy? Where is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know, what's the mental thought process behind it? That
I think
I'm really
it's
interested.
kind of awkward, right? There's nobody you really want as Babs here. Like usually you look towards the main tank, right? And you kind of
Yeah,
want to steal a Ryan or a Winston and get your team that extra HP and disruptive power. But I mean, you don't. Ball's okay, but he's not incredible. And Ball's not a hero that if you're a DPS player who never plays tank,
yeah.
it's really hard to get value out of Ball if you don't practice him.
To be honest, I feel it's either gonna be a Fire copy or it's gonna be a Zen
Yeah.
copy. One of the two.
Yeah, Zen's kind of awkward as well, right?
I
Because
know.
but okay, Babs is a projectile DPS player, so he should be fairly comfortable getting the hits and building up the trance with that. So yeah, I think either the Zen or the Pharah makes a lot of sense as well when you're already playing the Echo. The playstyle is very
Yeah.
similar, but he doesn't have a Mercy either. So at least for
Yeah.
that couple of seconds, yeah, we hope the code is working here because it might not, the spaghetti workshop code here. But we're still waiting for Trigger Happy to hop back in here. If you're just joining us, guys, it is, as you can see on screen right now, Team Gaming taking on Rage Quit Odyssey in the Cowser Buffalo Cup. This is a group stage matchup, a Group A matchup. Who else is in this group? It is, of course, Beastie Boys, Rage Quit Odyssey Team Gaming, as we can see here. Then Eagle Eye Academy Pangolins and Rage Quit Legacy. So, honestly, the winner of this match, basically, if we think about how the power rankings kind of play out, basically, this is a matchup for second place in the group. Whoever wins this is very likely to move through Group A as part of the upper division, so into the upper bracket. Sorry, so it's a lot on the line here for the tournament futures of these two teams. You don't want to have to fight your way through the lower bracket if you can avoid it.
No, definitely. I think you know your path or your road is just a little bit smoother if you can stay in like the topper part of the brackets. You know,
Yeah.
it becomes really messy when you go down to the lower brackets because you never know what to expect. You know, there's a lot of newer teams coming in there. There's a lot of weird comps, weird players that you don't really, you know, are comfortable playing against and stuff like that. So it's gonna be smooth sailing if you know what to expect and you know who's you are playing, and you know the play styles and
Yeah.
what works. You know, I remember we as a quick group, you know, we used to jam a lot together, and we also played a couple of like small tourneys and lands and things around. But then you get these random, weird, only like Saturday afternoon, like
Yeah.
boomers just coming out and stomping your ass. And that's the bad part with the lower brackets right now is,
Mm,
you know, a lot of people had nothing to do in COVID, so they just grinded
they're
this
just
game and they're
grinding,
just
yeah.
coming in with new skills.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of changes to the various rosters as I mean we can see here. This team gaming squad looks almost nothing like what we saw play against Rage Quit Odyssey last time. And Rage Quit themselves with a few new faces as well, I believe. So we interested to see how the whole tournament unfolds. But we are back in the mix here, guys. Lord of Terrence finds that pick onto Damien. They had lost one play already, but things are even up. Trigger currently sitting on 0% ult charge, so unless he just uses the ultimate, looks like the code forsaked us in that moment. Just now, we're going to come on the back here, getting on top of them. Riku over the top, but both first out of the sky now with perfect execution of the Deadeye. Gets rid of the pharmacy, and that's going to make it a lot easier for Team Gaming to focus the ground fight. Just Terran desperately trying to pump through the shields. He needs one shot to get his ultimate up. He gets it now, fires it onto the card. No damage forthcoming at the moment. He's after circuit. He's going to go for the Hanzo here. Terran also says, I fear nothing. And now, you don't want to be an echo in this room. And Terran has the Pharah on his, or the Mercy rather, on his back. And he does secure that kill. Look at the pressure here onto his brother on the Diva. The Sonic Arrow just gonna see them out. He gets another pick there. Beautiful play from Lord of Terrans here. He's kind of keeping his team in this one. That was a pretty tough looking fight for them. As the another one. Lord of Terrans team on his back here. 4 kills for Terran now. It's the pressure put onto him. He's got the stop. He's got throws it up over the top. Does he find any kills? No, he doesn't. Iris popped. Terran takes down his brother there with impunity. That was basically a 700 HP headshot as they look to hold him on first point once again. Rage quit Odyssey, pulling no punches here as they secure the full hold against Team Gaming.
Terran did work there, man.
Score.
I was super surprised when I saw the copy onto Hanzo. And you know, I saw he died, and then he came back as Echo, and I'm like, chill. Small room with the Echo.
Yeah,
and you going
bumped his
against
head
that
on
with
the ceiling as he tried to fly up.
no
Concussed
man.
himself. It didn't work out. No, I completely. You know, we speculated during the pause of what to go for, and we kind of said not really a great obvious option, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of felt like that duplicate was a bit of a desperation move almost. Like he found himself in a position where the only hero he could see was the Hanzo and the Mercy. And obviously, I mean, unless you're really on some other level, you're not going to be copying the Mercy. So, yeah, kind of found himself in an awkward spot here as the chips are down on the table, as you can see. And Odyssey are just in control. This is the complete opposite from what we were expecting, Z.
No, definitely. I think that fight could have gone a lot different. You know, if you took a breath, step back, calm down. But it just felt towards the end, everything was rushed. You know, they're not playing together as a unit. They're going for the kills. They're going for the, you know, the overstep into the unknown.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think rushed is a good way to put it. A little bit of synergy lacking as Babs on no. We saw how much of an issue the Pharah was in this position. The hook comes through Cubic. I didn't mean to be on the Roadhog, but I didn't have to because he will make it clear by his players. Now they move forward on the side of Rage with Odyssey. They have broken through that forward defense a lot faster than Team Gaming ever did. As Zib backs off here. The Mercy under pressure here. Alex with the sports will keep each other healthy, but Rinku executes Zib on his way out. That could be a disaster here. They have to wait for the Ana before they can push forward. The car thankfully is quite far away, but look at the pressure they're putting on here. Oh, the hook comes through. Didn't get the kill, but it's a tank. So a lot of HP down, but the reflected kill onto Terran Lord. Rinku, bro, we're on the same side here as he executes his own teammate via Babs. Now, Team Gaming to push forward. Cubic has dropped as well. Positioning a little bit too aggressive here. Speaking of aggressive, Babs getting very aggressive there on the front line, but with 2 players down, he knows he can push Team Gaming's advantage. Terran Lord throwing his ultimate in here. That's a very interesting decision. They feel like there's still something to play for here. The trigger going down. That might not be the case. Luke though finds Babs, so kills are forthcoming for Rage with Odyssey. Spawns as well. They'll be coming forward. So Cubic, they put the pressure here on the card. Hook thrown in, dropping low, almost taken down. Dodging left, right, and center here. Almost took an accretion to the face for good measure, but now has the whole hog at the ready. They've spotted out the Mercy. She flies across to take this down. The hook goes in. They hook the Sigma. They take him out. Cubic finds the angle there. Gets the kill. Valkyrie pops for Alex, but he's forced out of here. A quad kill for Rinku Haireru secures it, and that's going to be Rage Quit taking the lead in the series.
Told you did work.
Play of the
Absolutely. But this man right here, man. This was really something special. You know, I feel like Terran tends. Oh my god, that was gross. Terran's kind of had, you know, a quiet series with Rage Quit Odyssey. Pretty much since he's been there, he's never really been the most explosive DPS player. He's generally more of a consistent damage dealer. You know, he's not going to light up the kill feed. He's not going to make sick plays or anything like that. Not that he's not capable of that, but just that that's never what we've known him for. But it's nice to see him popping off here. You know, I've casted many games with Terran Lord, so it's nice to be able to cast him playing in the hype moments. But this is exciting for Rage Quit Odyssey, right? You have Cubic dominate Hanamura. Then you go to Havana, and now you've got two different players dominating on Havana. Sure, Cubic is still a huge part of that, especially the attack with the Roadhog. But on the defense, Terran Lord showed up in a big way in that team fight. And you had Rinku on the attack showing up in a big way on Soldiers. That's very exciting for them. They've got a depth of players, a deep group of players who can excel when the time fits them.
No, definitely. And I think the composition that they played around the tanks, definitely around, Cubic and Trigger, especially when Cubic stepped over to the Hog and the team was like playing really around the Hog, but they were following Trigger Happy, and Trigger Happy did the most to, not only like vouch for the supports, but enabled the DPS actually to play well. I feel like, Zoom and then they didn't like really enable the DPS enough to make it. It was a little bit more scattered. But I think it's two different compositions that they're playing out here. We know, like with the look at the first team fight, the first map, we know they played a lot around Zoom, and then when Zoom stepped a little bit back, they were playing around. It's either the player that's going in first, but there wasn't like a strong leader. But now in Odyssey, they're either playing around Cubic or they're playing around Trigger, and it seems to be working for them.
I think that's a very good point you bring up. We kind of alluded to synergy during Havana there, and it Odyssey looked like a really well drilled, well practiced, well put together roster. They come into maps with a plan and they execute that plan very effectively against Team Gaming here. With Team Gaming feels a little bit more haphazard. It almost feels like they're leaning on their mechanics very heavily. And honestly, looking at the lineup, you can understand why you might take that approach, but we're seeing team ironically here, team play working out better against Team Gaming, unfortunately. But we are gonna have no changes here so far for Team Gaming. So they believe that's the roster that works best for them. I think what do you think? Of all the looks you've seen, was that Hanamura one the best of theirs? Or do you think you'd switch them back to what they were running roster wise on Busan?
I think I'll go back personally, but it's personal. I think it has a lot to do with my playstyle as well. I'll go back to Hanamura, but maybe they have something up their sleeves. Maybe they're gonna pull something out, something crazy. I know Hollywood is gonna be a really fun map, and I know Cubic will be able to play that hog again, especially on on attack and defense. But I'm keen to see if they're gonna bring out the Soldier and the Hanzo again. If Terry can wreck on that Hanzo again, man,
no, that this feels like it plays into the same strengths that Hollywood did. That Havana did for Rage Quit Odyssey. I think Hog can be very oppressive on this first point, especially like you mentioned, and that might be the whole game because Rage Quit Odyssey have not let Team Gaming push past the first point since we left Busan. So they've really been completely dominant in their first point defenses, and it is going to be an attack to start us off here for Team Gaming. So it really is up to them to find the solution to this stalwart defense that Team Gaming is throwing their way.
Okay, we're playing double bubble on Team Gaming. That's always a strong. Oh, another pause.
I mean, Trigger just okay. It's Ziv this time. Thankfully, it's a different person. And now's a great time to DC, not in the middle of the map. So get your DCs out, slap the top of the router, shake the dust out, and now get back in and get ready to go. But yeah, sorry, you were talking about the compositions here.
I'm looking at this comp right now, and Team Gaming has if they can execute this perfectly, right? We're talking about perfectly now with the double bubble.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really tough, but we know that Hanzo can just be like a pocket reaper.
Yeah.
Can mow down those bubbles really quick, and then Zarya versus Sigma, we know who comes up top every time.
Yeah.
But if we're running that Echo on Team Gaming, it's gonna be a tough matchup.
Mm. And
But
we're running the Tracer into the Torbjorn as well. There's a lot
yeah,
of counters here
yeah,
against
it's
Team Gaming.
weird.
Kind of breaks up their combo style that they're trying to run here.
But I think it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe they bring out a different type of playstyle now.
Yeah.
5, 4,
Yeah, hopefully they can find a solution to the problem that is Rage Quit Odyssey, at least from their perspective. So they are going to come up with what we see on screen right now from the point of the little cafe there. Zoom immediately going to cop a headshot there. Now we're going to get aggressive straight up the back here. They're not messing around Team Gaming, but with a very nice amount of HP there, Zoom is going to have to back up here. So immediately we're buffed by Rage Quit Odyssey, but that I think was just a jump. Set the tone here. Put the pressure on the high ground, clear the high ground. The hook comes in. They hook the Zarya in. They need to clean that up. Well, she's going to walk away with a lot of charge. And yes, Terran does find that pick. Set up a cubic there. So once again, good teamwork. The Tracer blinking around somewhere. And now Babs is over the top. But they lost 2 players already. No tanks in the mix here for Team Gaming. So they might want to consider playing it slow, getting back. Oh my god, that was violent combat that on Twitch. I feel like as Alex gets absolutely executed as now. Oh, I mean, once again, Babs in a tiny room. Cubic doesn't even respect him by killing him. He lets Babs take his own life. And Team Gaming immediately off to a tough start. Yeah, a hook onto a Tracer somewhere, I heard. Not able to find that kill just yet now as Team Gaming move through once again. Not going to find anything just yet though. Just getting set up.
Cubic's on his ult.
Oh, comes up, doesn't find anything. Lord of Terrence gets taken down. So Team Gaming finally with some value in this team fight, but immediately Cubic fires back with the whole hog. Gets the kill, gets the hook onto the Tracer through the mist there. Gets rid of Damien, and now just seeing Team Gaming running back towards 4. Nope, comeback, false alarm. Phoenix just brought in for more here, and Cubic, what a dominant performance.
Cubic back at it again, man. I feel the Ana needs to be a little bit, better on the ball. Focusing the hog a little, rather give up a little bit of healing, switch over to another main heal, give up the healing, but focus hard.
Yeah. No, I think Anna's what you kind of think that makes Hog's life just an absolute nightmare. Speaking of nightmare, Lord of Tim's living in a nightmare world with the Primal Rage Monkey all up in his business here. And speaking of which, once again, the other DPS now under pressure, but he won't find that kill. This is Cubic gets rid of the Farah, but is now taken down on the front line as Into also going to drop. Multiple was thrown down the trigger, desperately trying to get out, but no. Gets taken down by Damien, and finally Team Gaming have found some purchase here on the point. Terran going to try buy time for his team, but Zoom is in the back line, making a nightmare for his Rage Quit Odyssey squad here. Cubic, let's see if he can get a cheeky pick here, but Zoom, look how aggressive Zoom is playing. He realizes if he just put Rage Quit Odyssey under pressure, they can control the tempo. Team Gaming might be able to recoup the losses they took in the last match.
No, definitely. I think they're cleaning up a little bit better. They just needed that small little gap to get in, and now, Zoom and them, they need to start playing together now as a unit. They need to keep up this pressure.
Oh, breaks the hook
That
there.
hook.
Very fortunate. Get the rest there. Zoom over the top here. No primal for quite some. He got moved forward there into the Hanzo, taken down. Not sure what booped him because there's no Lucio on Rage Quit Odyssey, but he ended up going straight to the clutches of the Hanzo. Duplicate here onto the Diva. Gonna give a lot of HP. Now for self-destructing. That could be quite big. Doesn't find anything. No touch. The hook comes through. Gets rid of the duplicate of the of Echo, but she does get taken down anyway. So Team Gaming unable to find that rhythm just yet on the second point. Yeah, Phoenix is gonna get forced out here. Cubic decides, I think he kind of was hoping he could pin some against the corner there. Not able to find it that time. Oh no, dude! Terran Lord, bro. That's some some twin magic there. They're not actually twins, but anyways, they're brothers close enough. So Terran Lord takes down Phoenix Spears. Now Damien comes forward. Gap for 30 minutes here over the top. And does the Diva have enough D-Matrix? No, she doesn't, but not that many kills forthcoming. Only a pair of them here for Team Gaming. And Rinku set up nicely on the high ground, but 2 shots from Bav takes him down a headshot to finalize that kill now. Lord of Terran's last man standing, sent back to spawn the quick way, and Team Gaming finally get some advantage on second point. And Zoom, he's looking for more. Can't find any more here. 2 tanks. He is gonna have to back up. He's abandoned his Mercy. They're focused on Zoom, but the Mercy is isolated. And yes, eventually they take down Alex, and they kill him so hard that somebody's internet drops. Apparently,
Oh no.
who's it this time? Who
Luke.
is it this time?
Luke walking into a wall, man.
Jesus, Luke, bro. Come on, costing. But yeah, Team Gaming, they seem to find another gear here. You said a different playstyle, and I think that's what they're bringing here, Z.
I really like it. It's sad. You know, it's super sad that I just lost Alex. I think, you know, especially if you're gonna pocket a monkey like that, you need to be on it 24/7. If he
Yeah.
moves, you need to move, and that's just unlucky. Probably Cubic, you know, hooked him. You know, I give it to Alex. You know, you'd probably tried your best.
Yeah,
It's
I think
Cubic, man. Sorry.
that's 100% on Zoom. He just yeeted out. Then Alex was like, "Oh, I guess
Yeah.
that's me, because I can't follow him." You know, he did
Yeah.
manage to get the boost, but with where Zoom was positioned, Alex was just left out in the cold there. I suppose you could argue that Alex shouldn't have been on Zoom there, but you can understand why they're playing the way they are.
No, definitely, and it's working. You know, the damage boost on Monkey, it's it's working, and
Yeah.
it's doing good, especially with the comp that they're running. You know, Hanzo, if he doesn't land, you know, his E, the entire clip, like it's
Yeah.
you're gonna die. It's over for you.
Yeah,
Soldier
and
as well. Soldier can run away a little bit, but you know, it's still squishy, man.
yeah, absolutely. And you can kind of put pressure on Phoenix as well. She doesn't really have that verticality to escape to with the 2 DPS they're running to. So she might end up being a sitting duck as well if she's
Yeah.
not lucky. So far, this has been Team Gaming taking much better control of the tempo. I think that's really been the key here. You mentioned Alex being on Zoom, and I think that's been critical as well. It's allowing him just to play with a little bit more flair, a little bit more aggression, put himself
Yeah.
right on top of his opponents and say, look at me, deal with me. And plus now I've got a little bit of extra HP and a little bit more killing power with the Mercy at my back. So I'm really
No,
interested to see how this unfolds. You know, Odyssey now on the back foot a little bit. How do they respond?
no, definitely. You know, it's gonna go either one of the two ways. We know this, but I think with the aggression, you know, of Zoom and now Ana and Fire, as we can see on the screen, they're all grouped up quite close to one another.
Yeah.
And you know, if Ana is super close to Nano, Zoom already has his ult. So, you know, I feel I know how the team fight's gonna turn out, but
Hmm.
also on on the other hand, we know who's in the roster for the other team. So
Yeah. That's, I mean, you know, one combo breaker and you look very silly all of a sudden when Cubic
definitely.
hooks in Zoom as he jumps in, and they just blow him up with the storm bow and a
Mm.
rocket from Soldier, and suddenly that nano boosted 1000 HP seems like really not that much. But I think if you're them here, Z time, do you think you just back out here with Alex dead? You just move back, get on card, keep it moving forward, or do you think you keep posting up aggressively here?
I'll say Alex is dead, but you have your honor already on the high ground. Your honor can actually fall back a little bit on the high ground. Let Monkey sit on cart. Monkey and
Mhm.
Zarya push cart, although, but let Fire like still poke the
Yeah,
entire time. You know, they have a soldier, but fallout from soldier is really bad right now. And you know,
yeah.
Hanzo, good luck trying to hit it. I know some people are cracked, you
Mm.
know, but I'll say just keep on poking. Don't give up all the
Okay.
control and like all the pressure. Keep
Yeah.
pushing it a little bit, but don't put yourself or allow yourself to get into a situation where you can die. Because
Yeah.
if they lose any more players, like they're gonna have to stop.
Hmm.
you know, they're gonna have to regroup because you know you don't have race now, which means you're already down. On the other side, Phoenix already has ult. He's gonna go into battle mercy now
Yeah.
soon.
Might do that now, Phoenix. Well, I don't think she is because she's under a little bit of pressure here. She does not end up popping it. Oh, great movement actually. Managed to get out. Yeah, look at how much time she took off Zoom there. Takes the pressure off the team now. She does drop in the end, but Zoom goes down as well. Now they get aggressive with the tack visor, and that was really, really strong play from Phoenix there. Moving back away from Zoom, moving back towards the team and buying them time to push forward now. Cubic gonna join Trigger up here, say long. Imagine sleeping on the job as he moves up to put the pressure on. Nice positioning here from Team Gaming, but without the numbers, they're gonna have to cede that position on the high ground. And now Odyssey suddenly in a command position on second point.
60 seconds remaining.
I wonder what they're gonna do to be able to bring this back. It looks kind of impossible with only a minute of the clock left. Some of your players are really far away from ult. You really have Nano and Dragons.
Yeah, and on the Reinhardt now. I think, okay, they're just going to try and get on high ground here and force the issue drop down onto point. That's a nano boost, right? Am I missing? No, I'm dumb, apparently. But Luke, he's not dumb. Well, he might be. I don't know him that well, but he's very good at getting headshots on the Transcendence guy, at least. As Cubic. Oh, no! Oh, the hook surplus to requirements there executed with the scrap gun instead. Terranor finds himself a bit out of position. In fact, lots of players going down, but another one. Cubic, he doesn't need the hook, throw it away in the bin. He's just gonna chase down Ruby, gets him eventually round the shield, and now gets aggressive onto point here. He's got a Mercy, a bulking Mercy. Oh, did he cancel it? No, not quite. But he does get the kill. And that is point pretty clean, and no Farah not gonna drop down in time, and that is gonna be that. About midway through second point is all Team Gaming can manage.
0-1.
As soon as they got that opening from Alex with a pause, they started dominating.
Yeah,
Hey?
yeah.
Initiating
It's
Maybe that's
as
just what they
if-
needed, some time to talk about it, and you know, like you and I were talking about what Team Gaming were
Yeah.
doing. Maybe that's what Odyssey were doing as well, just having a conversation and figuring some stuff out.
Oh, Trigger is
This guy,
gone.
dude. This guy, is he living with Blur? Can anybody confirm or deny that? Are they living together? Okay, apparently it's an Overwatch thing. Okay. Sorry, Phoenix. Sorry, Trigger. I take it back.
Sorry, Blur.
Sorry. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Not that sorry, not yet.
No, 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 no. I've solo casted enough when Blur disconnects to feel no remorse about making fun of Blur about his internet. But hey, he was living in Makanda at the time, and the internet there is a bit poo-poo, so we'll also forgive him a little bit. But
Only a
that
little
is first point done. You mentioned a little bit about Odyssey kind of dominating after that pause, and I really think it kind of speaks to their level of preparedness. You know, they just need a little bit of time to read the game, and once they'd done that, they came back and two team fights, and it was all over.
No, definitely. And I feel like a couple of people won't be too happy with those pauses coming through.
Yeah,
Because
true.
you know, that's like a complete 180 like turnaround.
Mhm.
And you know, I know people aren't gonna be happy, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So we're gonna sit on another pause.
Oh my, what is happening, bruh? What?
Ah.
Who is it this time?
I don't know. It would have been better if we just like knew it was ESCOM stealing our power.
Yeah.
Now it's just like we're
Something to
sitting and
blame.
we don't know what's going on.
Unfortunate. It looks like I think Phoenix Tears called for that pause. So this time it's OG. Maybe somebody went to the bathroom and has not yet
Okay.
returned. That's a classic. That's a
Of
lobby
course.
classic. Any 1 second of break, everyone's like, "Hey, let's go. Let's just disappear completely." But okay, we are back. Not sure what that was about. Team Gaming sees a bit of a moment, and now we'll jump back in here. We're starting to get a sense of the compositions that the teams want to run here.
See Damien running the Hanzo, man.
Mhm.
You know, as mirroring the Hanzo now because of Lord of Terran, like how would you feel if you know in the previous map what he can accomplish with that hunter? How would
Yeah.
you feel if you need to like be forced onto that role?
Objective A.
I don't think Hanzo. I honestly I think it's more of a comfort pick. I know this is probably Damien's favorite hero, or one of his better heroes is the Hanzo. So he's completely comfortable going with the Hanzo. I'm sure in his head he's thinking, I'm going to show you, Cherry Lord, how a real Hanzo looks here. As immediately Trigger had to take him down. So great start from team getting 2 kills, but they do deserve. And the spawn is favoring the attacking team here. So that kill to the honor might end up being a big part of what helps Odyssey push through here if they do. Ah, but a late death from Cubic.
They should just switch to the Hog Man.
You watch these teams Z-Town and you're like, you don't lose with that hero. Why would you ever do anything else?
Yeah, become a one trick.
Exactly.
Go.
But if this next push doesn't work, but I mean, look at that 50% outcharge. It's not bad from a losing team fight where really not that much happened. There's pressure getting put on the high ground there. As Terran, he does drop. Damien gets that kill. So far the narrative I created of him being comfortable on the hero seems to be very on point, and a man we know is comfortable on his hero is Woon on that Reinhardt, and he's going to secure a team fight win for his team. Of course, no shield on the side of Rage Good Odyssey, so the shatter a lot easier to hit when they're coming for that choke, but still, excellent job from Zoom.
Did you see how uncomfortable like Cubic was looking? It looked as if he didn't know where to be. Like
Yeah.
he was pushing alone through mid with 2 supports behind him, but he was alone.
Yeah. Maybe not that comfortable with the double bubble here. There we go, Monkey goes in, immediately gets served. That's a great start for Rage with Odyssey. Primal Rage, Shannon boost at the ready here. There's a sound barrier over the top of Team Gaming. That's helping. Oh no, Phoenix Tears with the double. Both TPS out of the fight. Is there enough in the tank here? I don't think so for Odyssey. So Team Gaming bailed out there by Phoenix Tears in the self-destruct.
You know, by the looks of it, like the characters that are dying first, and the players that are dying first,
Cubic.
you know,
Cubic had grab. He just switched. He was like, I don't need a grab when I've got the hook. Sorry to jump it over you.
it's fine, it's fine. You know, Cubic on Hog, it's already made up for.
Yeah, exactly. This is an apology here. Now moving forward, Cubic contributing to Zoom's death there, and we know how critical Zoom has been to this team's success. And Rinku makes the wrong choice, but choices don't matter when you've got skills like these. Cubic pushing forward now alongside the remaining members of Odyssey. Oh, Sylvania. Oh no, my poor dude. He gets taken down by Cubic. Immediate results. Z-time.
You know, he got like 4 people died. He got 3 out of 4 picks.
Oh, they're coming through. I think that was crossed streams there. Executes Phoenix Tears as he comes around the corner, and here's another gift here. Luke will take that one. A quick pause here comes out. Not sure who this is for, but I mean, okay. Well, let's talk about Cubic again, man. We said, why is he playing anything else? And then he switches and he gets immediate results. Like,
Exactly, and you know the thing is not just that, but like out of like I said, out of the 4 people that died, he got the 3 kills now, and then at
Yeah.
the end he got the diva now as well. You know, that's 5 out of the 6, and what with the 2-second change.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, we so often see teams kind of sit on ultimates and be like, okay, we're gonna take the next team fight. I'm gonna pop the ulti here, and then we'll switch compositions, right?
Yeah.
But Cubic was just like, nah, I'm not gonna mess around with it. With a graviton surge, I'm just gonna go.
Imagine
gonna
how
go.
confident you need to be with your hog
Yeah,
to give up a 100% almost like success rate of a grab just to
Yeah.
like switch it off, grab a hog, and start again from the bottom.
yeah. No, it's
You know,
it's-
like we went through that entire team fight, and Cubic is still not, you know, full ult. He doesn't have ult yet.
yeah.
So it just goes to show that how comfortable this guy is on this character.
Yeah, and it really is something to behold here. It's the kind of hero that can be dominant like this if he's not dealt with, but his weaknesses are so pronounced that usually he's not able to get this kind of value. He takes a quick loss at the yellow box of victory. Oh no,
Big boy
dude.
flanks, big boy flanks.
He wasn't even flanking, dude. He was just on the front line by himself. As Alex comes up slightly in front of the shield, Cubic takes advantage of that, and now the damage rains down from above here. Rinku Hareru on the Echo, putting the pressure on, forcing them back here towards their spawn. They have to wait for Alex to get back, and thankfully he's pretty quick. He will come back. Self-destruct now over the top. Despite anything, it's a pretty good one, I think. Yes! Finds the two birds, Rinku and Phoenix, out of the game for now. As Hook being able to get anything, and that was what Team Gaming needed. Once again, Phoenix is bailing them out with the self-destruct. Pressure? Okay, yeah. No, they're getting kills here. It's all fine.
It's fine, just to show that Cubic is still human.
Yeah. He still bleeds. The pressure on just onto the high ground here. Look at the outbank for Odyssey. There's so much to work with here as they come into this next fight. Duplicate almost at the ready, and that would make it 5 ultimates for our blue team now as they come over the top. They're going to start with the dragons just to split the fight up. I like that decision a lot. The Kree getting aggressive here on the front line, but the Cowboy having to be the H3. No, 2 Cowboys now. Oh no! Get down, Mr. President. Damien comes across on the Hanzo and takes the shot, but Babs gets taken down anyways. We know Rinku can play the hit scan. We've seen how good his soldier is, and look at him now getting 3 kills in this team fight, cleaning up for his team and taking them to a 3-1 victory over Team Gaming.
It's just as soon as the ball starts rolling with them, they just don't stop, hey?
Yeah, really leaning on the momentum there. Oh, man. So the grabbing here, counter, and then lines the one up onto the fire. The only 2 heroes dying in the Graviton Surge. Really, really impressive stuff here from Rage Quit Odyssey.
No, definitely. That was a super interesting, like composition first of all.
Yeah.
Team strategy playing the comp that they played. It was super interesting, and I really love it. They changed it up they changed the entire structure so much that it worked at the end. It's sad that not both teams could do that change, that mind switch, the mind switch, but the better one came up top.
Yeah, I think nobody could disagree that Odyssey played better today. I think obviously we look at Team Gaming's roster and we think, wow, this is a really, really strong roster, right? They've got more than potential. They've got results in the past. So something is not clicking for them at the moment. They need to figure something out. It might just be that they're out of practice. I'm not sure how committed this team is. OG was a very committed roster with good coaching and a lot of practice time, and it really, really showed in how they played. So I don't know, since OG's disbanded, maybe they've all kind of taken a step back from being that hard committed. So I'm not sure, but they weren't really up to scratch today, at least not compared to Odyssey. And Odyssey really, really looked so well put together. And on top of that, they've got the real peaks that the likes of Cubic and Terranord were able to provide for them today.
Definitely. If we go and we talk about like each player individually, like Zoom and Phoenix and all of them, it's accomplished players that we know and we expect a lot of them. We know what they can do. We know what the potential of. But I feel the biggest thing that was the downfall today was communication.
Yeah.
At the end of it, like you can see people are uncomfortable and you can see people don't know where to be and they don't know how to do things. I think they just need to take like a breath, take a step back, recuperate, because if they're gonna go forward like this, they have to sort out something.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to take charge.
Yeah, I think they did kind of look a bit aimless in that sense. Like maybe there were too many cooks. We know Phoenix Cheers, Bubbles, and Zwoom are all very vocal players, so maybe there were too many voices pulling the team in different directions, and that's something they need to figure out. There's always a kind of adjustment period when you bring sort of strong personalities into a squad, and maybe that's part of it. Or maybe it's something completely different, guys. Who we don't know. We're speculating now.
Yeah.
But we're excited to see how team gaming kind of develops over the course of this tournament. But they are in a tough spot now. They will, in all likelihood, head to that lower bracket. Although maybe we shouldn't say that, because the last time we said Team Gaming wasn't going to beat Beastie Boys, they did just that and then had a moan on Twitter about it as well. So anything's possible in South African Overwatch, ladies and gentlemen. But Team Gaming have now dropped a match to Red Squad Odyssey, who are likely to finish in second place. So that's going to be that, guys. Before we go, though, Z-Time, you have the unenviable job of picking a man of the match. So who do you think stood out today?
Drum roll, please. Cubic. There we go. Of
Oh,
course,
wow. Brave
my man with the
choice.
hooks.
Brave choice.
It is.
I'll give it, since it's your first cast, I'll give you that one for free.
like it was like I was thinking about this in the breaks, right? I was either thinking like either Terran, like with that insane Hanzo was, it was insane.
Mm-mm.
But then, Cubic was just, even if he didn't get any of the kills, just the presence of what he did
Yeah.
with the hog, especially on the maps where he was dominant, the positioning, the fear that he created, it was phenomenal. I think
Yeah.
really Cubic was one of the main reasons why they came out top.
Yeah, kind of a thorn in Team Gaming's side. We saw it best on Hanamura, where you could see Bubble's thought process just being shut
all over
down
the
at every turn by Cubics. Just the presence of him and the fact that if you're in the range of his hook, you need to be careful because he can catch you and he can kill you one shot every time. So it really puts a spanner in the works for any plans you're trying to create, because it's not something you're likely to be coming up against in your practice. So it's such a massive weapon that Rage Quit Odyssey has in their arsenal, and I'm excited to see A, if anyone can shut Cubic down, and B, what Rage Quit does when they can't rely on the Roadhogs. So that's going to be that, guys. That was a match of the Cowser Buffalo Cup. 3,000 Rand on the line. This is the group stage. That was Group A. We're going to be covering more of this tournament. Obviously, we'll bring you as many games as we can. We'll definitely have some games next week and hopefully the week after that. Brackets follow shortly after that. So keep tuned in here with Cowser, guys. My name has been Sun Phoenix. At Sun Phoenix on Twitter is where you can find me. Tweeting about all sorts of things. Not really, like 3 things most of the time. And Z-Time, first of all, congrats on your first cast. And secondly, where can we find you on the internet?
Thanks, man. It was really fun. Thanks for having me. On all social medias, it's Z-Time with a 1 instead of the I,
Mhm.
We gotta do it, Gen Z.
Yeah.
Um,
Gamers for life. Hashtag elite gaming.
But yeah, it was super fun. Thanks for having me again. Hey.
No, such a pleasure. I'm sure we'll see more of you going forward. Of course, behind the scenes here, it is Scars at Scars_gaming everywhere, on Twitch, on Twitter, I'm sure on YouTube as well. You can find all of his content. Regular streamer as far as I know, so if you want to see his lovely face, you can tune in there since you don't get to see it on broadcast. So big thanks to Scars and Peach as well for making the production kit. I assume, just assumption that you can make quite reliably. Not with us here, but we'll be seeing more of him in the future. Got confirmation from Scars. And guys, please give your love to our producers. Without them, none of this would be possible at all. They put in more work than we the casters do. I can say with great confidence. And really, our production value wouldn't be quite what it is without all the work they're putting in. So guys, please give your love to Scars and Peach for all of the work they put in. Fingers crossed we're gonna have some new faces here on the casting desk, as we can see with Z-Time, and also behind the scenes. So excited to see how that is. But guys, thanks so much for joining us here for our first coverage of the Cowser Buffalo Cup. We'll see you guys hopefully next week Sunday, and if not, hopefully before then. So yeah, tune in then.